Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Always good to see you. How are you? Hope that you're having a great start to your week. And we're going to get a few things going here. Looks like we're good to go here. All these buttons I have to push. Okay, we are set and ready. How are you? Great to have you joining us tonight. We have a great lineup for you. So I'm so excited that you're going to be able to hang out with us for a little bit. A lot of the things that we're going to be talking about tonight are new from brands, new things that I've been wanting to offer in the shop for, gosh, over 3 years, which is pretty cool. Hi, Marianne. Hey, Lisa. Nice to see you. Yeah, we have some good things tonight, so I can't wait. Some of you are sneaky and you go ahead and you look over on the website and see what we have going on. But I can't wait to just like share things with you and show you how things work and all those things. Hi, Adija. Thank you. Yes, I did get a haircut since the last time I saw you. I've had a whirlwind the last few days. Hey, Pam. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Mariana. Hi, Mary. Hi, Millie. Hi, everybody. So the last time I saw all of you was last Monday with Chaz Dean. Awesome. And if you didn't know that we're carrying Chaz's products, you can find them over at the shop. We have some things on sale. And remember, shipping and handling is always included with the prices. So when you see our prices, if you're looking at it and like, oh, I might be able to get it for a few dollars cheaper somewhere else, just remember they're probably adding shipping and we don't. And there's some special configurations that we put together for just Jill. So check out When by Chaz Dean if you're familiar with the brand. Um, I feel like if you know, you know. So check out what we have over there. Anyway, so we worked with Chaz last Monday. Then last Tuesday, Kylie and I went up to New York and had a really fun day. And I go and get my hair cut there by somebody who is just really cool person, and I like supporting his business. So got my hair cut, got a few highlights put in. Kylie got her hair cut too. So we were feeling like beauty queens coming home. Then we got back to the train station and drove down to our beach house because, why not just put more on my plate? And so we drove down there and we had to wait for contractors all day Wednesday. So we got all kinds of things taken care of there. And then I guess we came home early Thursday morning, didn't we, Kylie? Came home early Thursday morning. And I don't even know what we did on Thursday. Do you remember what we did on Thursday when we came back? Didn't we come back for something? We had something going on Thursday. Oh, I had to get my nails done. Of course I did. Because Friday morning, bright and early, was up at 4 a.m., caught a flight to Santa Barbara, California on Friday, and spent the weekend in Santa Barbara. Oh, what a magnificent place. So beautiful. Can somebody please help me win the lottery? I would love to live there. Seeing all these beautiful homes and the water and just, California's home for me. If you didn't know that, I'm from Southern California, but anywhere along the coast there is just incredible. So I saw Angelo Surmalise. He said to say hello, let you all know he's doing great. He looked great, feels great. So we had a great lunch just sitting outside in the cool little town of Montecito, California. And then that evening, I went back to my hotel, got changed, and then that evening went down to the house where my childhood bestie had rented for the weekend. Actually, they're still there for the week. But this was all because her mom passed away in the fall. And so Mrs. Miles used to rent a little, not little, but a house on the beach in Carpinteria, right outside of Santa Barbara. And so Emily and her family and her brother John and his family, they rented a house there to stay there and, have family and friends over the whole weekend for the memorial service. And then they stayed on with their family. But there was about 40 people there on Friday night. It was a really fun party, where it's right on the beach. So you heard the ocean waves crashing and a fire pit. And I hadn't seen her little brother, John, who was like a little brother to me growing up in 30 years. So it was wonderful to see him and his kids. He has this beautiful daughter named Lois, was just charming, like an old soul, could just sit and talk with any adult and, ask questions and was just lovely. And Emily's three kids are, around Henry. Her middle is Kylie's age. Miles is a year younger than Trevor, and then her oldest is Julia. I mean, I remember holding Julia when she was a new baby. In fact, I was the first person who knew Emily was pregnant with Julia because we were at our 10-year high school reunion, and she suspected she was pregnant and took a pregnancy test and left it sitting out in the bathroom. And then I came over and I was like, what is this? Oh my God. So anyway, that was kind of a fun story. So long story longer, had this incredible weekend, and really the reason we were together was sad because we were saying goodbye to Mrs. Miles, but the love of friends and family over the course of those 2 days, celebrating Mrs. Miles was really fantastic. And the other high point for me was, when I was in high school, it was me and Emily, and then we were really close to two gals a year younger than us, Kristen and Karen. And I mean, with the four of us just did everything together, and if it wasn't the four of us, it was iterations of the four of us. So maybe Emily was busy, so I was out with Karen, or maybe, Karen was busy, so it was me, Emily, and Kristen, or whatever. But the four of us, had not been together since 1997. So almost 30 years since we had the opportunity to hang out together. And, it was like we had just hung out last week. Isn't that cool? So it was fun to catch up on everything because, even though there's this sort of comfort and natural ease with friends and people that you grew up with, and I always cherish that because I feel like the people that you grow up with are really the people who know you best before you've become anything, right? Before you've done anything, they were with you through all of the things. And so there was that ease, but then there was lots to catch up on, so it was just it was really, really great. And the ceremony on Saturday for Mrs. Miles was just, it couldn't have been more perfect. So and then I flew home Sunday, got home about 1 a.m. and then woke up Monday and had a dentist appointment. No cavities, I'm happy to report. And then last night, Doug, Trevor, Kylie, and I went to the Phillies game. So that was fun. And the Phillies won in extra innings. Totally cool. So, and now here we are. It's Tuesday. And I've got a busy week because, not to tire you out anything anymore, but I leave Monday next week for Ireland with the John Hardy team and J Jewelry. Really excited about that. And we are going for a trip to be inspired for new designs and new jewelry looks. And we're also going with a video crew from QVC because we're going to be doing a little like travel vlog, documentary video show behind the brand kind of thing on, how do trips like this inspire us, and what are we looking for, and what might we see that because of an experience or a texture or color or a particular sunset or sunrise, like how does that manifest itself into pieces of jewelry. So anyway, are you tired? Because I am a little bit, but so excited. And it's been a really fantastic month. Kathy, I'll be in Ireland for a little over a week. So really, really should be a great trip. I know a lot of you have traveled there. We're going to be in Dublin and Belfast and Galway and, the Cliffs of Moher. And we're going out and taking the ferry to the Aran Islands and then a lot of stops in between. So we kind of have an idea of places that we're specifically going, and we have, tours and stuff booked there. But what I'm most excited for is when we're just driving and we see something that's like, we've got to stop. Let's go get some pictures of that. That could be so cool. So it should be a lot of fun. So that's what I'm up to. How about all of you? What are you doing? Anybody have any good plans for the summer? Or any of you traveling? Do you have any travel tips? Like, is there something, if you are quite the traveler, like, is there a tip you want to share? I think everybody could benefit. I can't tell you how many TikTok and Instagram videos I've watched around like travel tips everybody should know. What are the best walking shoes? What's the best umbrella? What's the best raincoat? What kind of carry-on pieces do people love? What kinds of things do you like to keep in your little packs? All those different things. So Lisa, when will I be back on QVC with J Jewelry? So I can tell you that. So I'm actually on QVC 2. I'm covering for Ange Carini, who usually does QVC 2. but she's got a wedding on Friday night. So Friday night at 9 p.m., I have an hour of J Jewelry, and it's actually a clearance show, so some nice sale prices, not for nothing. And then I'm back from Ireland on the 23rd or 24th, and I'm got shows on QVC on the 25th. There's a 1 hour show at 9 a.m. on the 25th, and there's a 1 hour show at 8 p.m. on the 25th. So that's when I'll be back. The Irish inspired jewelry will not be on the air at QVC until the fall, because obviously we're taking the trip now. We'll be, sending notes and pictures to the designers back on the J team at the J compound, and then they'll be creating the pieces. They've got to do samples. Then we've got QVC to be like, yes, we love it. So we're hoping September, hopefully, is when we'll be able to share those pieces with you. So anyway, Debbie said a totes reversible poncho. Good tip. Yes. Thank you. Hi, everybody who's jumping in. There's so many people here. Going to Puerto Rico this weekend. Oh, Anna, we love Puerto Rico. Doug and I went for one of our anniversaries, maybe our 13-year anniversary, and then we loved it so much we took the kids. I love Puerto Rico. I love the people. I love the food, the beaches. I love that you can go to the beach, and then there's also a rainforest and the history there. Very cool. I hope you have a great time. Enjoy. Make sure you if you've never been, I don't know if you have or not, but like one of the dishes of Puerto Rico is called mofongo. We used to laugh and be like, when we lose our phone, we'd be like, "Where mofongo?" But mofongo has, plantains and all these delicious ingredients. So definitely give that a try. It's very, very good. All right. So I'm just going to scroll through here and see. Lynn said the wonderful bag. Oh, I've got it, Lynn. In fact, this is the one I'm taking. I'm trying to do my wardrobe in like a little capsule collection of pieces. Like, I'm going to bring this many pieces, then I have to be able to wear everything mixed and match with things. And most of what I'm bringing, I know this isn't shocking to anybody who watches and knows me pretty well from all of this time, but navy is going to be my the heart of the capsule collection for me. And so I'm bringing my navy wonderful bag with me. So yay. Got it already. Ready to go. If you don't know what a wonderful bag is, check them out over at justjillshop.com. If you're just hanging out with us tonight, never been here before, hi, I'm Jill. Nice to have you here. I was a QVC program host for over 25 years. Believe it or not, it was just about 6 years ago today. I think the 12th was my last day. But 6 years ago, I left and was ready to seek out some new adventures. And boy, did I find them. And I've done all kinds of things, one of which is start a blog with recipes and lifestyle tips. So that's justjill.com. And then because of my experience with products and shopping and talking, we started Just Jill Shop over 4 years ago. And so this is my own website, my own retail business. The products I'm going to show you tonight, when you purchase them, you're purchasing them from me like you would any other retailer. Like, if you're shopping at, I don't know, Hallmark.com or Macy's or whatever, Just Jill Shop, same kind of thing. And we have a lot of different products that we like to bring you. Some of them are brands that people might recognize nationally. Some might be small brands that we're able to give a platform to. But I love doing it. I love finding things. I love bringing you cool things to look for and shop for. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Mary said dry soap for laundry. Very good. Yes. Always a washcloth. Yep. Got that, Debbie. Thank you. Let's see. All kinds of good things. Brenda said, I'm stowing away in your luggage. Well, and Karen said, I have the wonderful bag. I love it so much. Awesome. Well, thanks, everybody. Well, listen, we have some cool things to talk about tonight. One of the items we're going to talk about is something that I've been wanting to bring to Just Jill for over 3 years, and we finally did it. So I'm stoked about that. We have some new items from Satia, the jewelry that I'm wearing. I just threw on these cute little layered necklaces. These are 2 that are already part of the assortment, but all Satia jewelry is 15% off right now. That discount will be added to your cart. This is a new earring. Let me just take it off real quick so you can see it. I'm kind of loving it. It's not a great shape. It's looks skinny from the front. Has a little bit of a hammered texture, snap bar closure, all nickel free. I'm going to take out my AirPod for one moment. Excuse me. All nickel free, and it is, in this case, this is 18 karat gold over brass. and beautiful jewelry, beautiful designs. I met Satia, a gazillion years ago when her brand was brought to QVC. She was featured in Silver Style, which was a show I used to host. And we ran into each other at a New York trade show a few years back. And it was always a jewelry collection I loved. I love the inspiration. I love the detail work on the pieces. And so we have some new things to show you, including those earrings. But I also wanted to show you, these are really pretty. And they're a stud earring that features prasiolite, which is also known as green amethyst. It's a green, quartz. And then it has a little rose quartz down below. And it's a petite earring. I mean, it's just a simple little gemstone stud. But I don't know. What do you all think about these? I think these are so pretty. Just, very clean. Again, it's the bezel set teardrop shape of the green amethyst. And then you have the beautiful, just little touch at the bottom of the rose quartz. So not a big earring, but I think for summertime, so pretty. If you have multiple piercings, I think this could be a really pretty sort of just simple first stud in the ear. Again, nickel free. So, no worries about sensitivity. And the green amethyst is a symbol of love, intuition, and positivity. And rose quartz is a symbol of self-love and affection. So a lot of love going on in these earrings, but very pretty, really pretty faceted stone, really beautiful soft shade of the green. I'm not sure how well that's showing up on your screen, because I know I'm doing it through my computer, but they're a very nice look. So oh, there's a good photo of it on the shop. Kylie just reminded me. So definitely check those out. There's also this super cute, if you like anklets, got a couple to show you actually. This is done with blue opal and little stars and then white topaz. Isn't that cute? I think that's so pretty. It's 9 inches with a 1-inch extender. So 9 to 10 earrings. 9 to 10 inches. 9 to 10 inches. I saw Joan's comment about love those earrings, and boy, my brain processed that crazy. So really, look at the shimmer on those blue opal beads, and then the little stars. I think that's just darling. So a lot of great things from Satia that you can check out. Let's see, my little box. Oh, Satia. There are some new. Oh, you know what I can do? Let me just show you on the website really quick. Can I do that? Let me just do that for you really quickly. I'm going to call it up, and because there's a lot of pieces and more new pieces than I actually have samples of. So let me just show you real quickly. And I always love to do this because a lot of people have never even visited our site, or you're watching right now and you think that you can do like those comment things where you comment and then it automatically takes you there. I don't do that. I just do it this way and it seems to work. I don't know if it works for all of you, but all right, so let me do this. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna share my screen, share screen, and Satia jewelry, and away we go. All right, so here's our Satia jewelry collection. And again, 15% off. It'll be taken at checkout. But here are some of the pieces. So remember, all of these will be 15% off if you purchase any of these. I love this little Loving Devotion hummingbird. It's 3-dimensional. I do have a sample of that. I'll show it to you in just a second. This shape has been really popular, and that's now using a blue topaz in the center with matching stud earrings. Here is that little ankle bracelet that I just showed you. Here's another anklet that we have for you. This is done with Peruvian opal. Here's those true self green amethyst earrings. I don't know, y'all, $79 and you get 15% off. I think that's a really good price. I mean, again, for genuine jewelry. Here are the hoop earrings I'm wearing, the Satia in Transformation hoop earrings. We have some beautiful, this is a really pretty locket. These are new. We have some really gorgeous new sort of lotus pieces. So this has a crystal. I wear this Pursue Your Truth piece a lot because it's labradorite. Brand new little mini set here of hoop earrings, just hammered, simple, great. I'll call them up here so you can see them. Really nice, just easy, kind of snaps into itself, but it has that hammered texture. And then let me just show you a few more things here. I think this is really cool. This is the Messages of Truth pendulum earring. These I love. these gorgeous sterling silver. Now these are sterling silver. A lot of Satia's pizza pieces are gold over brass. This is done with beautiful sterling silver, and it's just a pretty lotus flower stud. I think that's gorgeous. We also did these here. So again, this is more of the gold tone with a little touch of white topaz in the center. There's so many pieces here. So please check it out. 15% off applied at checkout on any of these pieces. This is Moonstone, which is lovely. I wear this piece a lot in both the gold and the silver. This is the original sunburst piece. So I'll just kind of scroll through here real quickly so you can kind of get a feeling. Here's the two necklaces I'm wearing. The Here Comes the Sun, that's adjustable from 16 to 18 inches. And then the moon is just 16 inches. But I love them layered. So if you love that sort of delicate layered look, this is a very petite little piece, but really sweet for those of you who just want a little kiss of jewelry, nothing really heavy and bold. And there's more to look at here. I can scroll through it all just so you can see these. I'll tell you, when we do the 15% off, that's when you want to buy one of these little bit more expensive pieces. I love this earring so much. I wear it a lot. It's one of the few chandelier styles that I wear. We have it in sterling silver and in the gold plate. It's awesome. Rings, which are nice. They're kind of adjustable, so you can make it fit your finger as you'd like. Some little stretch bracelets with genuine stone. So you get the deal. That's what we have for you from Satia in some really, really nice collection. So all 15% off. Here's that little, I might have tangled it up here a little bit. Maybe not. Okay, it still has the tag on the end. So let me see if I can move that out of the way. But I want you to see like how sculptural, super cute that little hummingbird is. Didn't they do a nice job on that? And it has a little white topaz eye on both sides. So if you love birds, that cute little hummingbird, that's available. It's also adjustable. I think that's a 16 to 18 inch as well. All right, so that's the Satia collection. If you love Murano glass, Murano art glass, we're very lucky at Just Jill to carry pieces from the Ross Simons jewelry collection. Ross Simons is a family company that has been in business for over 70 years and, just have the most exquisite jewelry in all genres, looks, metals, stones. And one of their specialties is Murano art glass. So we have some beautiful Murano pieces. I'm going to share my screen again. Isn't this so spectacular? All made in Italy, each piece done, by hand, by the Murano artist. Right now, all of our Murano art glass jewelry is 20% off. So graduations, or you need a little pick-me-up. So I have that all queued up to show you here real quickly, because again, there's more to show you on the site than what I have for you live. So here are all of our Murano pieces. Again, all 20% off, and that will be taken at checkout. I love this heart too, this multicolored heart, like confetti. So many pretty colors there. Look how they do a leopard print design. $59 for those earrings, and you get 20% off. Like, come on, that's a really good price. The kitty cats, so adorable. This earring is special to me because when I had the opportunity to travel to Murano a gazillion years ago, I bought some art glass pieces for my grandmother, my grandma Metzger, my mom, and my grandma Bauer. And when my grandma Bauer passed away, I found the box of the Murano beads and earrings that I had given to her. And it was basically this bead right here, this kind of turquoise color, because she lived in Arizona and loved turquoise jewelry, with this pretty pink and gold rose in the center. So I love this lever back version of that. How fun are these little fish earrings? Here's more of that confetti look to coordinate. If you're a beach girl, how about a Murano star glass or a starfish in glass? This beautiful beaded piece. This is so pretty. And we've got a couple of great 5-star reviews on that. Look how pretty that is. Just, they look like marbles, don't they? But so beautiful in shades of blue, if you love that. And then here are the starfish earrings, another version of a heart. This is more true reds and pinks. Here's that beautiful rose heart that I showed you, even matching earrings. So if you do appreciate the beauty of Murano glass, and that's something that you enjoy, definitely check out these pieces. All the Murano pieces are 20% off. So that's pretty good. Karen said, I have that heart necklace and it's more beautiful in person. It is really pretty, Karen. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Awesome. All right, let's talk one last piece of jewelry and then we're going to move into some home pieces. All right, so Power Beads by Jen. We have a couple of things to talk about. I have some new things to show you that are actually already on sale. So we did a special buy with Jen, and it's actually these great bracelets that I love. And there's a couple versions of them, which I'll show you. These are more of her statement bracelets. They still come in the 3 sizes, small, average, and large. I want you to order the size that you almost always order from Power Beads by Jen. But please know, and this is really important, these are going to fit a little more snug than our traditional charm bracelets, because on these bracelets, you want them to be a bit more snug so that beautiful barrel bead stays on top. All right. So normally, these bracelets are $55. And they are now going to be, can you just check the price for me, Kylie? I knew what it was and now I totally forgot. Like my brain's not working. Are they 45 now? 45. 45. So they're normally 55. Now they're $45. And you've got 3 choices. Okay, this one is for all my denim, all my blue girls. I was wearing earlier, Bernadette stopped by. I was just in like some black yoga pants, a black tank top, and like an oversized chambray shirt. And I threw this on with it and it looked so good. So if you love your denims and blues and, jean jackets, or you just love to wear shades of blue, like this is just a navy kind of sweatshirt material. Look how pretty that is. So you've got this blue agate barrel bead, silver rondelles, kind of faceted, and that is crushed pearl over an agate bead. And then you have these sort of blue lace agate. They're like periwinkle agate. Look how reflective those are. So they're faceted and they have a shimmer wash over the beads. All natural of origin stones here, everybody. Just a great bracelet to wear. Love that. And again, I'm in my normal size. I wear the average. It's like 1 bead smaller because you want to keep that beautiful barrel bead up on top. All right, let's say you're not a blue girl. No worries. How about we do something in these sort of natural, beachy, kind of almost like barefoot dreams type of tones. So this is a beautiful matte amazonite bead. And you can see these beautiful shades that the amazonite comes in. Then you have the little gold rondelles. Again, you've got that faceted little touch of the pearl. And then this is what's called a fossil agate. And look at it, doesn't it? It looks like you have these wonderful like fossils trapped inside of the bead. And it's done in kind of a sand color. So this is, I would say, very muted beach tones. This is Kylie's favorite. She really, really loves this one. So again, very soft, very neutral. I had it actually stacked next to the blue, and I don't hate that. I love it actually. But if you just want to see what one looks like, here you have it. Okay. And then finally, this one's fun. All right, so it's summertime, white jeans, white t-shirts, button downs, whatever it might be. So this is this cool citron agate. And I guess I would describe it as like a, kind of like a very muted, kind of a limey green color, okay? Very muted lime green. And then you've got your little faceted pearl bead, and then you've got the white howlite beads going all the way around. So again, for summer, with your whites, with your, lighter colors, or even if you're doing, some of the prettier brights, like this would be great with a real shocking pink. This would be pretty with a saturated coral. I'd love to see this with your turquoise or aquas. Really, really gorgeous. I love the kind of idea of the white beads, which are sometimes hard to find in genuine stone. Usually with white beads, you're looking at things that are plastic, right? But here you've got the howlite, which also has just a little subtle matrix of gray running through it. So it doesn't look so like shocking white. It doesn't look plasticky white, if that makes sense. So again, listen, our normal power beads charm bracelets are $49. These are normally 55. Now they're 45. Three sizes to choose from: small, average, large. The small is for a very small petite wrist. Average, if you normally wear like 6 3/4 to 7 1/4 inch bracelets. Large is going to be for those of you who wear like 7 3/4 to 8 inch bracelets. But those are your three choices there. So the blue or the pretty soft sand color or the citron. All right. So I love those. Normally 55, now 45. And in addition to that, excuse me, I'm going to take a little sip of my tea. In addition to that, we also have a summer sale on some of our power beads by Jen's Design. So these are all marked down to, I believe they're now $39, right, Kylie? The summer ones. Yeah, she's checking it for me just to make sure. I always think I'm going to remember, and
yes, those are 39.
39. Okay, so here are some of the summer ones that are so fun that you could stack. All right, so here's one you might want to consider, because here's the Amazonite bead on the barrel bracelet I just showed you in the 10mm. Here's that same Amazonite bead in the 12mm. And this one has one of my all-time favorite charms. I love that enameled wave. So you could stack those together and have a lot of fun. See how nicely they work together? So this is the only 12mm size bracelet that I have for you, but it's on sale for $39. Also on sale for $39. Look at this beautiful, sea turtle, so sweet, done in the silver, and then this gorgeous kind of sea mist, kind of an agate. It has a little bit of chalcedony, or not chalcedony, chatoyancy to it, the way that tiger's eye does, but really, really pretty. Look how like soft and pretty that is. You could do that also, I think, if you wanted to layer those two together. That looks nice, huh? Then, okay, for those of you who want to do something patriotic for 4th of July, look at our cute little cutouts here of your red jasper, your howlite, a little lapis there, and then you have these wonderful kind of gold in quartz beads. So just for fun, summertime, that's on sale, $39. For those of you who love the beach and water tones, look, oh my gosh, just shimmering. There's that silver open wave, that gorgeous, again, it has the shimmer wash over the faceted agate beads, all these gorgeous colors, blues and teals. If you've ever traveled and been able to see the different tones of tropical water, sometimes it's a little more green, sometimes it's more turquoise, sometimes it's more of a blue green, kind of have all of those in one on this particular bracelet. And then here's another option for you if you do love a white bracelet. This is a white howlite, but look at the cute little flip-flop with the little pink flower, the little gem, super cute. And then finally, here is, for those of you who love your pinks, this really pretty kind of almost like a strawberry agate. And I love this charm. You can see like the wave, the starfish, and the pearl. Isn't that nice? Oh, that's a good piece. All right, so check those out. Those are all on sale, $39 for those. Normally $49, so $10 off. These are normally $55. These are all brand new. These are brand new choices, now on sale for $45. So, nice savings there for you. And then the other thing, for those of you who already have a lot of power beads by Jen, we just got her wonderful, thanks, Lori. I'm glad you like things. We just got her hematite bracelets back in stock. So usually you get a 4mm and a 6mm. So these are hematite beads that are then plated with this kind of silver rhodium or the gold plating, all right? And you get both of them. All right? And they're back in stock. They have such a nice weight to them. These are not hollow beads. These are like hematite stones that they then plate. So you've got this wonderful sort of like weight to them. And because of the way they've done the micron plating, it's not going to wear off. So Jen worked really hard to work with this manufacturer to improve the way that the plating was put onto the stone so that it lasts. But what we're offering for the first time now is that same beaded look in the 8 mm. So whether you want to stack that in and have like a tonal look, if you want to mix in these tonal or this metallic look with the color of your charm, if you could do that, I kind of love that actually. That's kind of it's a very Jill look, I think. If you wanted to put one of these with one of the bigger statement bracelets, could you do that? Oh yeah. How about that? That's kind of fun too. Kathy said, I love the shimmer wash on the faceted beads. I know, it's pretty, isn't it? So they're just, it's kind of one of those things. I feel like it's sort of a dumb item in the sense that they're just beads, right? They're either gold or silver beads. But they just, wear by themselves, mix with other things, do different sizes, put one next to your watch. Like you can just do, like once you have them, I think you're reaching for them and mixing and matching with them all the time. So you can get the set of 2, or you can do the single 8 mm. If you already have the set of 2, let's mix that 8 mm right in there. I don't think you'll ever be sorry you did that. In the gold tone, in the silver tone. All right. And again, the beads themselves are a hematite bead, hematite. And then they do the plating over it. So you have the weight of something solid without it being solid from the metal, which would cost a fortune, right? And so it gives you the feel, it gives you the look, and Jen really worked hard to perfect the plating process so that it wears like iron. So check all those out over at justjillshop.com. Okay, jewelry done. Any questions, anybody, for any of the jewelry before I move on? Because I have some cool things to talk about. Anything. I saw somebody say, could you show the shimmer bead with the blue bracelet? The shimmer bead.
I think it's the ocean one.
This one or the ocean one, Mary? This one? Here's the beads on that one. Again, it's all those different colors. They're beautiful. So there's, and everyone's going to be different. So yours might be slightly different in the number of dark beads, the number of light beads, but it's, pretty much the same. And then you have that little wave there. And then here's the other blue. And this is more like blue lace agate. I think that's probably an easier way to describe it. Sort of that periwinkle, and then that blue beryl bead. And then you have the faceted beads with the pearl finish over it. Just awesome. Okay. All right. Anybody else need to see anything before we move on? Gail, you asked how to order. All you have to do is go to justjillshop.com. We will put a link in the chat for you, and you will find all of these items there. Those particular bracelets are from Power Beads by Jen, but Kylie can also send you a link that features all the items that we're talking about tonight. But let me remind you, just because you only see with the link that she sends you what we're showing tonight, always go back and hit the upper left-hand corner that will say Just Jill, because that'll take you to the full site. And we have like over 700 items at Just Jill. You know what we're busy with right now, everybody? Christmas in July. Because we are going to have a great Christmas in July. We were really lucky that a lot of our vendors shipped early before some of the madness. So we will have quite a few items for you for Christmas in July, which I'm really excited about. Okay. All right. So I don't see any other comments for jewelry. We can always go back. All right. We can always go back. But Satia 15% off comes off at checkout. Murano glass jewelry from Ross Simons, 20% off. That's awesome. Even if it's already on sale, you get 20% off. Pretty good. Power Beads by Jen, new items, sale items. Definitely check those out. Okay. All right, let's move on. Where do I want to go next? Okay, I want to go next to something I've been.
I have a comment.
What?
I have a comment about one of them.
Oh, Amy used her lavender soap rock. Oh, nice. Thanks, Amy. Was it the actual lavender, like this one brand new, or was it the lavender color one that was the lavender jade? You have to answer and tell me which one. Yes, I do have new soaps from Soap Rocks in a more classic style. So we're going to talk about that. But before we get there, okay, I'm going to ask you all to bear with me when we do this because I'm going to be playing a little bit. Shocking. You know, our home fragrance collection is probably one of the things I'm most proud of in what we offer here at Just Jill. It's all made in the USA. We support American farmers. They're soy. They're made in Southern California. My sweet friend, candle maker Ed, and they're probably one of the highest rated items that we carry in the shop. And we carry the candles, and we carry the room sprays, and all different fragrances, and all of the fragrances are vetted by me, and a lot of them are invented for me, for Ed. But we carry these wax melts, and one, a lot of you don't know what wax melts are for or how to use them. And so I really wanted to try to find a vendor or a manufacturer for fragrance warmers and wax melt warmers. And we found it. So I have about 6 different versions of things I'm going to show you tonight. Whichever version you choose, and I just need you to stay with me because each one is slightly different and releases the fragrance in a different way, okay? But whichever one you choose, we're including a 6-pack of our home fragrance melts with each purchase. Okay, pretty cool to get you started the right way. So I'm going to start with what I think for a lot of you might be the most practical. And let me also say this. We brought these in, but I did not bring in big quantities because I thought, well, I'm super excited about this, but it's kind of one of those things where it could be great or it could bomb. So it's just the way it is. You never know. So I did not bring in a lot of any of these that I'm going to show you. So if you do think it's something you would like, jump on it sooner than later. We actually saw some sales on these already today. And hopefully I can get back into them. We'll definitely have something for Christmas in July. We'll definitely have some things for fall. I'll try to get back into more of them for the holidays too. Okay, so starting out, stand by. I've got my little plug. Okay. So the first one I'm going to show you, let's do this one, is this one. Okay. So the first 3 I'm going to show you, you're going to plug these in like a night light. All right. I'm going to plug it in so you can see. See the top here? It's like a little well. You're going to plug this in and you're going to take a wax melt or 2. Take these out here. I'm going to pop one out of one of my things. Here's one of our wax melts. You're going to pop this in, plug it in, turn it on, and the warmth from the bulb on the inside here, it's an LED bulb, is going to start to melt that wax cube. When that happens, the fragrance is going to release. All right. So for this one, we call this one our floral. It's like a robin's egg blue with this black and white floral. There's some little cutouts for the lights. By the way, you have to use it with an outlet that has the 3 prongs. Okay. And, oh, before I forget, if you need to rotate this, it'll rotate. This is super important. Okay. I need everybody's attention. I feel like my mom when she was a kindergarten teacher, boys and girls. If you need to rotate this, all right, don't get it home and be like, oh my gosh, mine's broken. Okay. That's not the case. Just give it a little pull out. See how I just did that right there? A little pull out, and now it rotates just fine. You can rotate it to the left or you can rotate it to the right if that suits your plug better. Okay, I kind of love that. All right, so I'm back to straight on. I'm plugging it in. I'm turning it on. All right, so now I have this pretty little glow in my kitchen, or maybe it's in my bathroom, or it's in my powder room. Maybe it's over, a plug, in an area. I think these are best suited, especially if you have pets or kids or grandkids coming over. You want these in plugs that are kind of above the counter, right? You don't want them down low where, curious kids are going to be dipping their finger in wax. I used to do that when candles would wax and would melt, and then I'd drip it all over. My mom would freak out. Or you don't want your pets, right? So just common sense there. You're going to use these in plugs. But after about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, this little cube is going to start to melt and the oils are going to release. Okay. And David, thank you. I saw that you were so supportive of our wax melt sampler. I will talk about that in a few minutes. So we're starting you with 1 pack of our Just Jill home fragrance, but clearly we carry tons of fragrances, including that new sampler set that David was talking about, separate purchase, where you'll get a 6-pack of lemon pound cake, a 6-pack of home, a 6-pack of cozy winter cabin, and a 6-pack of fresh cut grass. So we do now have a wax melt sampler. All right. So here is pluggable number 1. This is what it looks like in the evening, or excuse me, in the daytime when nothing's going on with it, but really come down in the morning, turn it on, let that start to put that wax out, that wax, not the wax, but the fragrance out. If you want a little more oomph, put 2 cubes in, okay? And those will last for, quite a while. And then when you start to notice that there's not much fragrance anymore, because eventually that fragrance is going to dissipate. The wax doesn't evaporate, but the fragrance does eventually. All you're going to do is turn it off, let it cool, take a dull little butter knife and just kind of loosen it up. You'll pop out the wax, clean it out, and then you can start fresh with a new scent. All right, that's pluggable number 1. Pluggable number 2 is a more neutral look. All right. This one is kind of a beige taupe color with a white wash over it in this little vine pattern. Turn it on. Again, you've got the glow of the light, and like all the others, you're going to put in one of your little wax cubes, and over the time, it's going to melt down and it's going to throw that fragrance. This is not room filling. This is when you're working in your kitchen. This is that small powder room. Maybe you turn this on in the evening when you go in to do your little rituals, soak in your tub, give yourself a facial, paint your toes, whatever it might be. Find the fragrance that you love, that you can breathe in and relax. So I love the shape of this. I think this is going to be great in a lot of your kitchens, especially if you do white, farmhouse, neutrals, beiges. Even if you do more saturated tones, burgundies, browns, I think it's a really good color. Okay. All right. Next, third pluggable. But wait, I have more, so don't go anywhere. Third one is kind of cool. So this is the one we call our soft blue. And this one looks like this. It's a matte finish, kind of has this ribbed pattern. But instead of putting the wax in here, you get a little silicone piece, making it easier for you to, when this melts down and then cools, all you're going to do then when it's all melted is take this and like pop it out like you do when you're baking things. It just makes the cleanup a little bit easier, but that's just how this particular version was designed. Again, soft light. It's a very soft glow, not really designed to be night lights, but gives a little hint of that light. And then you have the ability to melt your wax cubes. Okay. Remember, all of these will come with one of our Just Jill home fragrance packs. Okay. Any questions on our 3 pluggables? They come in a box. So they'll come, this will come in its own box, and then you'll get your little pack of the Just Jill melts with it. Any questions on the pluggables? Remember, all 3 of them, you can rotate the plugs. It just needs to be a outlet that has the 3. Okay? All right. So there's no questions on those. Let me show you the other types of units that we brought in. Okay, I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's start with this one. So I knew that not all of you were going to always want to do things that were plugged in like night lights, that you might want something a little more decorative. Okay, now this one just uses a regular 2-plug. Okay, and this one is pretty cool because it's going to look like, what's it going to look like? A lantern. So this is a really soft, let me turn off the light real quick. It's a soft taupe color. Again, very complementary to that. All right. So not white, not ivory, like a very soft, neutral khaki beige sand, like that realm. Okay. This one has the little switch here. And how this one works is the dish is on the bottom. Now on this one, I would probably, you've got room for 2 melts. That's probably what I do. The light bulb is up here and it shines down. Okay. And this is all made of ceramic, just so you know. Love the cutouts. So you can have this sitting over on a coffee table. You can have this sitting up in a bookshelf if you would like to. Remember, no flames, no smoke, no, soot, anything like that. And it will eventually melt down those cubes, and then you'll have that subtle fragrance, right? Really, really nice. So love that, love that, love that. Love that look. I think it's very pretty, easy to turn on and off. You could put this in your kitchen too if you wanted to, if this sort of sets the style, especially if you have cabinets that are taller and you have more space between your countertops and where the cabinets start. Nestle this over in the corner or plug it into an island and put it on a little tray with some other things. Really nice. But this is going to give you, this is shining the light down and you can see like at a distance, like how pretty those cutouts are. That's what it looks like by day. All right, so there's that one. Okay. Thank you, Janet. Glad you like that. Then, okay, now it's going to start to really get fun. Then we have this one. This is the biggest of the group. Okay. And this is for those of you who maybe have that more open concept, bigger space, and you want to try to do a little more fragrance throw. So this one actually has a fan in it that can allow the fragrance to travel 3 times further. So it's done in this soft gray hobnail. It's a matte finish, still have a little bit of glow. You've got your cup here. I would do 2. Hang on, I'm pushing out another one here so you can see. I would do 2 in there, all right? This here is what's warming, okay? You've got some light coming up, but see this openness here? That's where the fan is going. So that's what's going to, when this starts to melt and it's naturally starting to diffuse the fragrance, throwing the fragrance, this fan is going to throw it even further. So again, I love the look of this. This could be sitting on a coffee table. This could be sitting over on a, credenza, on your buffet, on your kitchen island. This could maybe sit in your bedroom if you'd like to. If you go up in the evening, you want to sit and read for a while, you want to smell good, you can have this. Love this as a housewarming gift. Yes, the plugins all of them come with wax melts, Lynn. Every single one I'm showing you comes with a 6-pack of the Just Jill home fragrance wax melts. So the plugins come with it. These bigger units come with it. All right. And then of course we carry wax melts in just about all of our best-selling fragrances. And that 4-pack that David was so nice to remind everybody about, our sampler, that's brand new. That gives you home, lemon pound cake, fresh cut grass, and cozy winter cabin. All right. So this one, again, is awesome because it is a soft matte color. Like, it's a soft gray, but it could almost kind of, it's a soft gray. I was going to say, could it pass as taupe? Maybe a little. But I just think it's a nice piece. It's a nice size. And again, the fan's quiet. Do you hear it a little bit? A little, but not crazy. And it's going to melt down the wax and then it's going to throw it just a little bit further. Okay. Last, no, they're not on a timer, David. It's all on off. Okay. So you're in control of the on and the off. Last but not least, I love this one. Well, I love all of them. I think they're great. I picked all of them. This one is pretty cool because, all right, you plug it in. We're so fancy here. Orange outdoor extension cord. Joy, you can hear it a little bit. I'm not going to tell you you can't hear it at all. You can hear it a little bit. I To me, it's not going to bug me. If you're really sensitive to sound, maybe it might for you. I don't hear it much. And again, this is going to be something like I'm sitting over on a coffee table. I'm sitting on my kitchen island. I don't know that I'm going to be so close to it all the time. But if noise is a thing for you, I can't tell you that it's silent. It's quiet, is what I would say. But you do hear it a little bit. All right. You hear a little bit of a whir. All right. Here we go. Last item from our new collection. Okay, so this one's pretty cool. So this one looks like this. And this is done in a soft white. Love the design, right? Really cool pattern. And it's two pieces like this. The cool thing with this one is you can put your wax melts in the bowl. You know it's on because there's a light right back there, okay? So this one's a little bit lower profile, more open in style. And you can use it just like this as a wax melt. But if you want to, you can remove this. You can take any candle that you have and put it on top of the warming plate. And now it's going to warm up the wax in a candle and throw that fragrance subtly, softly, without you having to light the candle. I especially love this when maybe you have a candle that's, burned down halfway. Maybe it was you love the fragrance, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't be ours, but maybe it was heavy soot or whatever, but you still want to get the most of that fragrance. So use a candle warmer. I can tell you, I bought Kylie a fragrance warmer like this. She keeps it by her bed. She puts one of the Fiery Rose Just Jill candle on top of that. She doesn't light the candle. She's not allowed to light candles in her apartment, but she wants the fragrance. And so this allows it to warm the fragrance. The key with this, everybody, is that it needs to be a 10-ounce candle, which ours are, or smaller. So you can use it like this. It's a 2-in-1. It is a fragrance warmer for a 10-ounce candle or smaller. And it is a wax melter. And remember, you're going to be getting a 6-pack of the wax melts with your purchase. Okay. What do we think? Over 3 years, I've waited to find a company that we could work with that would bring you these items. And I just think they're awesome. I hope you all like them. I'll tell you, I tried to pick colors and finishes that were neutral, that weren't crazy loud, that would quietly blend into your decor, because you don't want people to walk into your kitchen and the first thing they say is, oh, you got a little melter, right? You want it to look nice. You want it to be decorative. You want it to be functional. And whether you got the plug-in versions, which again, we have for you in 3 different styles, the blue floral, the neutral vine, or the soft blue. Okay, those all plug in. Remember, you need the 3-prong for that one. Or you want something that's a little bit larger, or you want something that's more lantern-like. We have this cutout style done in that soft sand color, the larger style with the fan, which is that soft gray with the hobnail, or the 2-in-1 for that design again. I love that. Where you can do the wax melts, or you can take one of your candles, put it on top here, and let that warm.
Will it melt the actual wax in the candle?
A little bit, but not to a full, depending on how full it is. This is a brand new candle. So this is not going to liquefy the whole candle. It's going to warm it enough to release some fragrance. If you have a candle that is maybe burned down 2/3 of the way, Could this warm it enough to melt it more? Yeah, it could. But if you're starting with just a pure, brand new candle, it's just enough to warm it to start to release that fragrance. All right. So awesome. I'm so glad you like them. I can't wait to see what happens. Can I just tell you, this is fresh cut grass, and just sitting on here for a couple minutes, I'm already smelling it. I'm already smelling a little bit of the release. Again, let's set expectations. This is not going to be room-filling fragrance. These are subtle ways to fragrance areas where you love to sit, where you love to work, where you love to spend time. The one that would give you the most throw is going to be the largest one with the fan. Okay, that's going to give you the most throw. And also remember too, if you do one of the melts, maybe you start with 1 cube and you don't feel like it's enough, throw a second one in there. When I have an old wax melter, transparency, it was from Harry Slatkin when I worked at QVC a gazillion years ago. And when I do a melt, I usually throw in 2, and I'll use that for several days, and for like all day long. And then if I need a little refresh, then I add 1 cube at a time. With this larger one, because it is a larger interior, you could probably do 2 or 3, right? Depending on how intense you want the fragrance to be. Beth, sorry I'm jumping in late. Enjoying your Facebook Live, living on the jewelry, great discounts. The safest wax melt warmer to be used safely around cats. I have 4 Curiosity kitties. Maybe this one. Yeah, Kylie and I agree. I think probably, Beth, I would do this one because it's covered. And it's a little bit heavier too. All of these others are open air, like there's no lid on them, right? So this one, you can cover it up, and it's a little more protected. So I think of those, that's the one I would suggest. Okay? All right. Stay with me, everybody. Oh my gosh, it's after 9 o'clock. All right. I know I was really in-depth detail explaining those, but they all had like a little nuance to them, and I just wanted you to know what they were. All right. Give me 5 more minutes, everybody, and I promise I'll let you go. I'm going to keep the candle on there because it's making that fresh cut grass fantastic. And one more reminder, if you need more wax melts, we carry them all the time. We usually do 6 packs of 4, but we did do a sampler giving you 4 fragrances. Again, fresh cut grass, lemon pound cake, home, and cozy winter cabin. If you ordered any of our wax melters tonight, we include a 6-pack of our home fragrance. Oh, Amy, the lavender jade. Nice. Well, speaking of lavender, great transition. So I have 2 new things to show you from Soap Rocks, and they don't look like gemstones. All right, so totally new, totally new, totally new. First and foremost, these are so cool. Todd's so darn creative. So he created some rocks that were designed to look like wood, like the striations that you would find in wood. So this is like olive, and this is a type of like a cedar. What are the names, Kylie? Is this the tiger maple? Tiger maple?
It is the salted maple.
Salted maple, okay. And this is the olive, right? The green.
Extra virgin olive.
Extra virgin olive. And then this one is the spalted maple. Is that right? Did I say that right? Spalted? The third one, the one that's left.
I think tiger cedar. Unless they're switched.
Yeah, I think this is the spalted one. And this is the tiger cedar. Yeah. So this is the tiger cedar. All right. And it's kind of red. And when I wet these, you'll be able to see the difference. And then this one is called the spalted maple. And what happens is when it's actually showing like these spots on here, like this happens in nature, is when it's starting to decay. Like a fungus gets in there and creates this like spalted look. But these come with, we did a little wooden ribbed, so see how it sits up? And they're beautiful. They're all the things that you love about soap rocks in just a different look. Look here, what happens. Where did I put my towel? When I wet this one. Okay, this is the extra virgin olive. Can you see that? Look how beautiful that is. Can you see how it glows? There's like an iridescence in there that's fantastic. So I think these are a little bit more earthy. They still make wonderful gifts. Each one will be individually wrapped. You can do the set of the 3. If you want to give them separately, you could keep one for yourself, give the other one to somebody with the little soap dish, the little wooden dish. It's a creamy soap. And again, gives you that type of lather that so many of you have come to love with your soap rocks. Can you see that? Like here comes that creaminess that everybody loves from the soap rocks. And it's hydrating to the skin. The more you rub, the whiter it gets, the more hydrating it becomes. So, you have your aloe vera, your calendula, your jojoba here. They're just beautiful. Again, still looking like jewelry, but this time like the beauty of woods. I'm sure if you've seen really expensive furniture or you've ever gone to an antique mall and you've seen like this old, beautiful desk and the wood is so beautiful, or when you walk into a showroom to get kitchen cabinets and it's like some like the top of the line, the grade AAA plus, or just these beautiful woods. That's what Todd's been able to recreate here. So we've got this new wood collection for you. That's pretty cool. And again, you can see good close-ups of all of those over on the website. And then for those of you who kind of love this story of the ingredients that Todd uses, vegetable-based glycerin, aloe vera, jojoba, almond oil, calendula, comfrey, like all these wonderful ingredients, vitamins and minerals. But maybe, you just want like a regular bar of soap that has those things. We did that for you too. So this is a brand new set of 4 4-ounce soap. So these are the same amount of soap in like our mid-size soap rocks. Why I have such a tickle. And we did 1 in lavender. We did 1 in tea tree. You're right, Lisa, they're a total conversation starter. Here's the super hydrating shea butter bar. And then I'm going to do this one for you. This is an aloe bar. And the ingredients are right on the back. Ready? In the shea butter bar, it's a vegetable glycerin-based soap. And the shea butter is the #1 ingredient, along with extracts of aloe vera, calendula, chamomile, lavender, vitamin E, almond oil, jojoba oil, olive oil, natural fragrance. All right, so that's what you get. And so here again, this is the aloe bar. So obviously you're going to have aloe vera in there, but it's that same soap experience that you've always had from the soap rocks, but now in a more traditional thick bar that you can see, like the lavender. Look at the lather just coming. There it is, to give you that creaminess as a beauty bar. So you're using this to wash your face. You're using this to shave your legs. You're using this to shave your underarms. You're using this to soften your husband's beard. You're using this as a total body bar. It's going to attract moisture. It's not going to strip away your skin. It's going to hydrate. And again, like you can see, the difference is how creamy the lather is, so that when you're washing your skin, like look how it's just hugging your skin with these incredible nourishing ingredients, not like airy, fluffy, frothy, like a lot of the soaps that you buy. Like the reason the soaps like look puffy is because they're filled with air. And the difference here is you're getting something that's so creamy, hugging your skin with moisture, cleansing it at the same time. Again, look at that. And the more I just rub that, so now imagine shaving your legs, right? Shaving your underarms, washing your body. This is great if you have sensitive skin, great if you have dry skin. It's a wonderful product. So we know how many of you love soap rocks, and I'll never stop carrying soap rocks in their sort of rock beauty form. But I love the ability to give you that wood look, and I love the idea to give you the opportunity to just try the quality of the soaps in these more like classic bar styles, and they'll come with your little soap dish as well. All right. So, Debbie, first time viewing, how do I order? All you need to do is go to justjillshop.com. That's my business, my website, my store. Take a look around. Not only will you find the things that we're talking about tonight, but you'll find jewelry, you'll find food, you'll find beauty items, you'll find home decor. Hey, we did happen to add a clearance section. I don't know if you've seen that over on the site, but definitely check that out, because when those are gone, they're gone. If you buy more than one item on clearance, we take an additional 10% off your order. There's some spring decor stuff in there, but I'll tell you, if you saw some things from us at spring and maybe you had to like, I can only get one thing, and that item now happens to be on clearance, like that's a screaming deal, just saying. And like most sites, obviously, when we have those clearance areas, that's a final sale. But I hope that you'll read the reviews. I hope you know that in doing business with us, they're not on clearance because they're broken or chipped. They're just on clearance because we maybe have one or two left, and we're just trying to clear out our warehouse to get ready for Christmas in July. So check that out for sure, because there are things beyond spring there too. There's some jewelry there on clearance, which is a pretty good deal. And remember, buy more than one item there and get an additional 10% off. All right, that was a show. Last thing I'll leave you with, if it's now that it's sandal season, if you're putting on your cute sandals, whatever brand you love to wear, and you're feeling like, oh, my feet do not look that great, don't forget to check out our Save Your Soul Foot Rescue Cream. This is on sale for less than $30. It is the best foot cream you'll ever use. It is cooling, soothing, hydrating. There's shea butter. There's some wonderful like eucalyptus in there to help cool and make your feet feel good. Whether you're on your feet all day, if you're trying to soften calluses, if you just want your tootsies to look better when they're seen in flip-flops and sandals, definitely check out the Save My Soul Foot Cream. That'll last you for a while. That's 4 ounces, and it's normally $33, and it's now on sale for $29. All right, that's our show, everybody. We had some good things tonight. I hope you're excited. So remember, just to recap as you're signing off, Satia Jewelry, 15% off. Murano Glass Jewelry, 20% off. Powered Beads by Jen, some great sales on our summer styles, as well as those brand new statement pieces. Check out our wonderful new fragrance warmers and the brand new items we have for you from Soap Rocks. And then, of course, some great foot cream from our friend Connie in Peak 10. Okay? I won't be here next week. I'm going to be in Ireland, Sláinte. I'll have a Guinness for you, and maybe a little Irish soda bread too. But be sure to follow me on social media, because I'm going to be documenting it all, videos and stories and clips all week. And then when I get back the following week, we'll be kicking off Christmas in July. So I'll look forward to getting you ready for some holiday fun. As we head into, I can't believe July is almost here. So thanks for being here tonight, everybody. And I will look forward to seeing you when I see you, sooner than later, I promise. Take care. Have a great night. Bye.